What is going on in Edmonton's real estate market for the month of February 2023? We're going to talk about that in this video. So what happened in February in Edmonton? Well, definitely we all know that the last couple years is basically a blip in Edmonton's real estate market. And in February, it showcased that from last year, we're definitely nowhere near what we were in terms of activity last year. Last year at this time, we were non-stop running around, trying to show houses, trying to put in an offer. There was tons of multiple offers happening everywhere. There was hardly any properties being listed. They would come up for sale and they'd be gone right away. And what is happening now? We are still seeing multiple offers, but only if the property is priced correctly. Now, the properties that are most popular is 350 to 450. They're moving quite fast. Anything over 600 is a lot slower to move. In terms of the current sales in February, they were down 44% from last year at this time, and they're slightly higher than they were last month, which is no surprise. January was also super quiet. Now, the normal trends is that things start to pick up in February and March and April and May. So what we're seeing right now is the regular rhythms, and we are comparing to last year, which was very irregular. So in February, we had more listings come on from the prior month, but in terms of compared to last year, we've actually had less listings come on the market. And why would that be? A lot of sellers now are a little hesitant on putting their house on the market when they find out what their house is actually worth compared to last year. Prices are not what they were last year. Sellers still have that mindset, your house is gonna sit on the market, and that's why some of the houses are still sitting on the market and the sales aren't moving as quickly. It's also explaining why some of the listings aren't coming on as much as we thought. Now, we will probably see more listings come on in the months to come because that is typically what happens, and we should see sales also follow suit as well. So at the end of February, we had currently 4,134 listings. That's a healthy amount of listings for Edmonton area. And if you look at the high rollers, there are still people still buying houses. So what was the most expensive house that sold in Edmonton in February? It sold at $1.322 million. And get this, the most expensive condo that sold last month was $1.3 million. I cannot believe a condo in Edmonton sold for that much money. And then we also had the townhouses and row houses. They sold for $588,800, and the most expensive semi-detached was $715,000. So if you take a look at the average days on market, you can see that we're sitting at that 54 days. It's a little bit higher than last year at this time, sitting at 41. Now, as we move into the March month, you're gonna see the average days on market drop from last year, but we should see that 54 days shave down as well for next month because things do start to move as soon as our snow starts to melt. The buyers are realizing the interest rates are finally stabilizing, and we're seeing more people move towards fixed rates because obviously there's some consistency there, and they're a lot more competitive in terms of the rate that it's being at, just over 4%, versus with the variable rate, depending on what you're at, it could be upwards of 5 or more %. So buyers are starting to get back out there. This market is actually best for the move up buyer. And why is that? Your house that is a starter home is gonna sell for quick and high demand still, and you're able to buy your dream home with a whole lot less competition. So this is the prime market if you're considering moving up. So the average home price in February of 2023 was $450,000, slightly less from last year and less than year over year. It is, I predict, gonna stay pretty stable. We're not gonna see like a super huge influx in up or down in terms of the average price. The average price, if you're sitting there waiting and thinking, if I just wait for another year, maybe my house will be worth more. Unfortunately, the forecast is that it's supposed to decrease. I don't think it's going to decrease by much if it does, or increase by much. Edmonton's typical market sees a 1% to 2% increase in average price year over year. So you can expect it's not going to be much of a difference. It's just a matter of what is your plan next and what are you planning to do. It's still really important to showcase your home, and that's why we still do the staging. We did it when it was busy. We do it when it's slow. It makes your house look amazing and more appealing to the buyers. You really want to stand out now because you have more competition than you did last year. And buyers, if you're looking to purchase a home and you're looking at buying or selling, what do I do first? Let's talk about the areas that you're moving into and moving away from, because those neighborhoods are going to impact what decision you make.